Hello and welcome to Cricket Predicta, powered by Manex Bat and Vimeki. I'm Anant Kaur, ready with all the updates from the world of cricket. It's the India versus England Test series which is heating up, with scores level at 1-1 after two gripping encounters. England drew first blood in the opening test, but India came roaring back with a commanding win at Edgbaston. All eyes are now on the third set to begin on July 10 at the historic Lord's Cricket Ground, a venue that holds legendary status in the world of cricket. A win at Lord's is not just a result, it's a statement. When it comes to India's record at Lord's, the journey has been tough. Out of 19 tests played since the debut in 1932, India has managed to win just 3 in 1986 under Kapil Dev, 2014 under MS Dhoni, and most recently in 2021 under Virat Kohli, where they sealed a memorable 151-run victory. Despite the overall numbers, the recent trend offers hope with 2 wins in the last 3 outings at this venue. Team India seems to be rewriting their Lord's story now. As we gear up for the third match, England has named their squad, bringing back pace acers like Jofra Archer and Gus Atkinson. England boasts a dominant home record at Lord's, 59 wins out of 145 tests. But this time, India is marching in under the leadership of young Shubman Gill, who will be eager to carve out a fresh legacy. With pressure, pride, and potential all in play, the stage is set perfectly for an epic clash at the home of cricket. And for this, we have our special guest to discuss and have all the insights. We have John Neombu. Thank you so much for joining in. And John, now India has won only 3 out of 19 tests at Lord's against England. So, given that, how crucial will it be for India to break the historical pattern and continue their winning momentum from the last few tests?
It's just weird how the stats just keep coming up and the game just keeps proving the stats wrong. I mean, at the beginning of this tour, no one could believe that a young Indian side with a new captain, inexperienced batting lineup could fare the way they have thus far in the UK. I mean, I know they lost the first test at Headingley, but they completely dominated it for 4 days and lost it on the last day and corrected their mistakes at Edgbaston, where they won a test match at a ground that has been a favorite hunting ground for the English, and now are going to Lords, where the stats are against them. So to be interesting how the Indians will go about it, to be interesting how the English will go about it. But I think at the moment the momentum is with the Indians, and also now the English will have to have a different look to their bowling attack. I mean, it's just only 4 days, 3 days to the next test, and the English guys have been in the sun for a little bit longer. They've been on the field for a little bit longer. Their bowlers have toiled, and the biggest thing, I don't want to say it, but I have to. The biggest thing is Jasprit Bumrah has been resting, so Jasprit Bumrah could come in and play for India with a rejuvenated bowling attack that is seen that they are capable of doing the job even without Bumrah. So I think the Indians just take it game at a time, day at a time, ball at a time, session at a session, and just ensure that they keep doing the good things that they're doing and not look at the stats, not look at all these numbers that people throw around, and just concentrate on playing the good brand of cricket that they've been playing, and they could be in for a good one at Lords.
John, with India winning 4 of the last 5 tests against England, do you think the balance of power in this rivalry has shifted, or does England still hold the edge, considering their 51 overall wins in the 136 tests?
I think it's important to look at every series or every test in isolation and not be overawed by an overall a picture of what the numbers paint. I know it looks as though the English have had a fair share of wins against the Indians, and the stats back that. But if we isolate this series, you can tell that the Indians are in a better position. They've managed to bat well in very foreign conditions. in terms of how to play in England. I know the wickets were a little bit on the flatter side of things, but we all know that the Dukes does a little bit more, and they managed to get through the tricky phases, and they've accumulated the runs. They didn't take 20 wickets in the first test, but then they adapted and managed to take 20 wickets in the second test, and bowled well in those conditions, and bowled better than the English. And in the second test, they caught better than the English, and everything managed to stick. So I think at the moment, the Indians are in a better position, and they will be looking at cementing that authority that they've got so far in the next test at Lords. You know, it's the home of cricket. It's the iconic venue, and everyone wants to play at that, and they shouldn't be overruled by the situation and by the occasion of that. And just play the way that I've been playing. You know, just keep looking to improve and continue in the rich vein of cricket and form that they've been playing in the past two tests. And with that, you can almost put yourself in a position to get a good result. So I think that's all that they should do. Just worry about the next game. Just worry on how to get better. Just worry on how to get through the important phases, and ensure that they put themselves in a position to get a good result.
The Living Circle leads the list of top Indian batters at Lords with 508 runs. With the current lineup, what do you see the next contender to make a big mark at this iconic venue?
At this moment in time, and with the way the Indians are batting, oh, you could just go any, mini, miny, more on that batting lineup, and anyone can score you runs on any given day. I mean, Shubman Gill is in the form of his life. KL Rahul is hitting them well. Rishmi Pant is batting well. Yasvi Jaiswal is batting well. So I think they're in a good space as a batting unit, and I think they're going to score runs. I think they're going to be successful there. It also depends on how many times they play there. But I think that 508 run record is very much in danger with this current crop, and I think they're going to score those runs a little bit quicker. So you could potentially find that if they play 3 or 4 more times there, you could find that record will be under threat. And these young guys are just explosive, and that's the beauty of the IPL. That's the beauty of white ball cricket. That's the beauty of the mixture and the way they're adapting and bringing that to test cricket. So it will be interesting how they'll go about it in this test, if they'll have anyone on the owners board. I mean, that would be a great achievement for that batting unit. But I think they're in good space, and I think that record is definitely in danger of being broken in the near future.
And John, now with the average fourth innings score at Lords being just 159, how big a factor will the toss be and the first innings lead play in the outcome of this test match?
I think we've had a glimpse of what the wicket is going to be like. I think they're looking to leave a bit of grass on it. They're looking for it to have a little bit of bounce and pace. So I think it could just nibble about a little bit, but I think as all the other wickets seem to be doing, could flatten out. So I think the most important thing is whatever you do, depending on what the captains want to do, you could look at it at a point of view of saying, okay, we know that it might swing for a little bit, so let's just bowl first and use the little bit of movement that's there to ensure we get early inroads. Or you could go the other way around, where as a batting unit, you could say, if we get through that 20, 30, 35 overs without losing a lot of wickets, then we could book in for dinner, bed and breakfast, and you could just bat and bat. So whatever situation that comes, whatever the toss brings, it's important that whatever discipline you're doing, you do it well. And we've seen that India has managed to bat first twice. They've managed to put big scores in 2 test matches. So to them, I don't think it's going to be much of a difference. But if they do win the toss and bowl, they're thinking, get Bumrah bowling, get Siraj bowling, Mr. Deep bowling, because they seem like they're the real deal at the moment in this series. So I don't think the toss has any bearing at all. Yes, a little bit, but you just need to make sure that you do your disciplines properly for longer and put yourself in a good position.
Considering Lords has seen 53 wins for teams batting first and 44 for teams bowling first in 148 tests, what would be the ideal strategy here for a captain winning the toss in current English conditions?
Shubman Gill is probably thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna lose the toss again," and just bat and bat and bat and win the game. But yeah, we could say the toss is very crucial because of what the wicket will offer. So it will be interesting how also the English are going to tackle this, because now that the legendary Bumrah is back, now that the other seamers have found their strings, are hitting good lines, are bowling good pace, and on a wicket that's bouncy, that's on pace, that might have a little bit of movement, it could be a little bit of a challenge for them because of the style of play that they do when they bat. You know, they're free flowing players. They like playing their strokes, and unlike the Indian batters, where you got a bit of mix, where you got the classical KL Rahul just come in and be a classic. You got Shubman Gill who ooze style, and then you got the youngsters who just come in and take the attack to the bowling. So I think the toss is going to be very crucial, not really for the way the game is going to go, but for how the guys are going to adjust to how the conditions play, especially for the English, with the way the Indian seamers are bowling, how they're going to tackle that, and also with the way they're saying maybe Jofra Archer could be playing. What effect will he be on that wicket? And how are they going to pan about it? And I was listening to a podcast yesterday where they'd Ravi Shastri and DK and NASA and Mike Atherton, and they asked Ravi what the difference is between the two teams, and he actually said the top four of the Indian team has batted well, and if that top four gets through the first phases of that new ball, and it's a little bit of swing and stuff like that, they will be able to accumulate the way they did. So it's going to be interesting how this is going to pan about, and yeah, we'll see how the toss goes. We'll see how the teams will adapt, and as we always say, we always want to be entertained, and there's going to be some entertainment in this coming test.
Lords has seen 148 tests, 53 wins batting first, 44 wins bowling first. With such close numbers, how crucial will the toss be in the third test, and what should be winning captain choose here?
See, a toss has an important role in this particular game. From whatever I have heard, I've received the report that the wicket is going to be on the greener side, and Lord's English London has windy conditions. And the breeze is quite pacey, so it's got to be advantage for fast bowlers. But depends on if toss at the end depends on the destiny, like who wins it, but who takes the call. But at the end, it's the fast bowlers who are going to rule the roost in this particular test match. As you saw the numbers that you gave out, 44 wins for bowling first, 53 for teams batting first. So somewhere or the other, if the situation changes, because the first two test matches we saw, they were flat tracks, Pata wickets, where Indian batsmen had they batted impressively. But then again, if they get a great opportunity here to bat first, they should look up to put up a competitive total. I wouldn't say a 500 or a 600 or maybe a 400 plus like last time. We were too optimistic, but this time, if the wickets are completely different, you have to be a bit miser because it's going to be challenging. It's not going to be very easy to bat here. But again, you have to show your guts. You have to play with bravado. But then you have the batting, you have a deep batting lineup, you have batters who can take on the best bowlers in the world, Yashasvi Jaiswal or Shubman Gill or Rishabh Pant is looking in great form. But then this challenge would be completely different. So some way or the other, I think if team that wins the toss decides to bat first, it's going to be advantage, because again batting first is quite an advantage in any format of the game. But again you have to put up a respectable total, a challenging one to put up a fight. So I mean, it's better to lose toss than to win and then decide. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but then the last two games saw Shubman lose the toss and were asked to bat first. So if they continue to lose the toss, it's going to be easier for Shubman Gill right now and much difficult for England captain. So for now, I think depends on the captain that wins the toss. But I feel if you asked to bat first, I think put up a 350 total. Aim for a 350 total. It's going to be enough in the first innings.
Toss since 2023, Pacers have bowled 1400 plus overs at Lords, spinners under 400, and none on day 5. So, do you think in these conditions, does Lords still need a frontline spinner, or is it not? Is now all about pace?
Plus overs by fast bowler is quite a number compared to a spinner bowling just 400 overs. I mean, yeah, see at the end, it's a fast bowling wicket. I mean, Lords have favoured fast bowlers. They have had a beautiful track for fast bowlers, a greener one. That's why they have kept this test at Lords. The AECB has decided in a very strategic manner to have this particular third test match, so that even if India equals the record test matches which happened in the last game, they can have their say, they can get the upper hand over here some way or the other. That's why they have got Jofra Archer back in their armory. I mean, armory. You saw what exactly England bowlers were struggling, seamers particularly, were struggling to put the ball against the batters who were Indian batters who were more aggressive, playing with intent. But again, at the end, it's up to the fast bowlers, how they put up, how they pitch the ball, how they bowl in that one particular consistent line. That is why it's important to have a frontline spinner. Maybe not a second frontline spinner, because you saw exactly what happened in the for last game. Two spinners were there, but none of them were effective. Yeah, it was more about the strategy, was more about having a deeper batting lineup, a deeper to help Team India get some big runs. But again, here the situation is going to be completely different. Fast bowlers, you can have Shardul Thakur, if not Washington Sundar. I mean, Jadeja did well with the bat in the last game. He can be handy with the ball as well. I mean, if the wicket starts spinning on the 4th or 5th day. But for now, I don't believe there is a major role for spinners at the moment. So I think we shouldn't go with two spinners. Rather, we should go with an all-rounder in Shardul Thakur, because I'm not seeing Nitish Kumar Reddy get that ball, the red chili in his hand. Otherwise, I mean, you will see spinners struggling, and from both ends, if two spinners bowl, it's going to be difficult. We are going to concede a lot of runs. Hence, I think proper all-rounder, seeming all-rounder, which is Shardul Thakur, is a perfect replacement for Washington Sundar.
Toss since 2023, Pacers have taken 184 wickets at Lords, striking consistently across all 5 days, with averages improving as the test progressive, down to just 19.54 on day 4. With these numbers, is Lords the seamer's paradise, especially in the later stages of the match?
Of course, as we have been discussing, is definitely it's fast bowlers' paradise. Lords, I mean, the fast bowlers have ruled the roost for now. It's starting since 2023, 184 is quite a number. 184 wickets from fast bowlers is quite a number. That's why you will see Jasprit Bumrah getting back into the playing 11, getting back into the fold. We see a Shardul Thakur getting into the fold and Washington Sundar being dropped. Some way or the other, the history suggests, definitely the history suggests that fast bowlers have their say, and obviously England would be looking to get bounce back in the series. Obviously the series has been leveled, which England never wanted, and surprisingly they lost the game. Another aspect is England fast bowlers were found struggling, wanting against Indian batters who were more comfortable on the first two tracks, whether Headingley or Leeds. But the third test is going to be decisive, considering England are going to roll out a green carpet, which is what the reports say. So some way or the other, they know the conditions, they know how this particular track helps fast bowlers. Hence, they have got Jofra Archer back in their lineup. So they are going to play aggressive and full of cricket full of intent, whether it's batting. I mean, we saw what exactly the kind of cricket that they play is baseball, but then they're going to be as aggressive when it comes to bowling. So some way or the other, I think be ready for a fast bowling clash between the two. But I find Indian fast bowlers to be better compared to their English compatriots, English fast bowlers, because they are more consistent. I mean, you talk about Bumrah, of course, he's a once in a generational player. You have Akashdeep, the way he's bowled in the last game, 10 wickets. And man of the match performance, although he did not get, but could be can be termed as man of the match, match winning performance. Again, we saw what Mohammad Siraj did in the first innings. 6-wicket haul is not quite easy to get, considering when there are runs leaking at the other side. But then again, he's got back into form. So some way or the other, India will be high on confidence. Yeah. Prasidh Krishna might have to make way. He was expensive in both the games. He was looking out of sort completely. But once Jasprit Bumrah is back, then things will be sorted for Team India. But yeah, also Washington Sundar will give way to seeming all-rounder Shardul Thakur, who's going to be as impactful, who have a huge role to play in this particular game.
Spinners have bowled far fewer overs at Lords and averaged close to 100 on day 4. With limited success and high averages, should teams rethink playing two specialist spinners at this venue, or trust part-timers to handle spin duties here?
I don't think spinners will have any big role to play, except for part-timers to come out there and bat first, give some 80, 70, 80 or 100 plus runs. I mean, otherwise Kuldeep Yadav would have been one of the talking points, because he did not play the first two games, and our spinners were pretty ordinary in the last two games, Headingley or Leeds. But then again, it's the spinning all-rounders, the batting spinners, Jadeja or Washington Sundar. They have made their impact with the bat. But again, spinners won't have a big role over here. So it's going to be foolish to get a specialist spinner. If you're thinking about Kuldeep Yadav, I don't think so. He's going to be anywhere close to the playing 11, while Jadeja could find his way into the playing 11 on the basis of his batting. Or even if Jadeja is not playing, Washington Sundar could be the guy that might get a chance in the playing 11 on the basis of their batting and not bowling at all. But yeah, some way or the other, you need to break that momentum. Hence, these spinners, the slow tweakers, the spinners play a key role to break that momentum if there is a partnership, to slow down the pace of the batting. So I think you don't need a specialist spinner right now, like a Kuldeep Yadav, a wrist spinner, somebody who can fly the ball, who has the ability to take wickets, big wickets in chunk. But right now, India has a different strategy. They want a batting all-rounder, batting friendly spinner, somebody who can be effective with the ball, maybe a finger spinner like a Jadeja. Obviously he's going to be there because the way he batted in the last game, we saw it was quite impactful. But yeah, spinners won't have a huge role to play in tomorrow's Lord's game, and Washington will have to give way to Shardul Thakur. So I don't think so spinners have a major impact. So yeah, just one change when it comes to spin. Washington Sundar gets dropped, Shardul comes in. Bumrah will get a place in the side instead of in place of Prasidh Krishna. Yeah, when it comes to batting, of course, there could be chances Sai Sudarshan might be back, but I would want to give this guy Karun Nair another opportunity.
Sanandeep, since 2023, Pacers have taken 184 of 218 wickets at Lord's, including all 8 on day 5. So, with spinners managing just 34, should teams skip a specialist spinner and go full pace?
In lot, especially the wickets helps to for the fast bowlers a lot. So there is no role for the spinners anyways over there, and India should go with only one spinners. Which this is what I feel, because the most of the fast bowlers do the work, and especially the Jasprit Bumrah, he comes back into the squad, so it will be really helpful to the Indian team also. The only thing which team management has to be looked at what playing 11 they're going to play with. Because if they're not playing with the Washington Sundar, going with only one spinner, Ravindra Jadeja, then who is the place of Washington Sundar? Either they go with Shardul Thakur, he is the one option left because he's a good all-rounder and that Lord's wicket actually suitable to his bowling. So let's hope for the best that spinners will not get chance. Let's put one extra fast bowler batting all-rounder.
Sanandeep, since 2023, Pacers average just 19.54 on day 4 at Lord's, while spinners leak nearly 100. So is day 4 heaven for swimmers and hell for spinners?
When we play in the Lords, we all know there's too much wind going on in the Lords, so it's not easy for the spinners to grip the ball. Surface is too much too much moisture on the wicket also. That help to the fast bowlers. So hopefully, I'm not looking that the spinners is a good option in Lords because they concede so many runs, and we don't have that wrist spinner also into the team. So this is a bit of difficulty over here. That's why Lords is not good for the spinners also. It's better be to play with the fast bowlers that they can help you a lot. You winning the last test match, Jasprit Bumrah, your main fast bowlers coming back. It's going to really good contest in the Lords.
Now again, since 2023, Pacers have bowled the majority of overs in all 5 days at Lord's, and while spinners haven't bowled a single over on day 5. So does this trend confirm that spin has little role to play in the later stages of the home of cricket?
Yes, definitely, because it's difficult for the spinners to grip the ball in Lords. We haven't seen in the future also, in the past or in the past also, that spinners don't get too much of the wickets. Fast bowlers helps you a lot. So definitely you could go with the extra fast bowler. And you're gonna play with extra fast bowler? Either you're gonna play Prasidh Krishna because Jasprit Bumrah gonna comes in, or you go with Shardul Thakur, who's a batting all-rounder. Because if you're sitting out, Washington Sundar is going to sit out. You need someone at that number that who can come and hit and score 30, 40 quicks. And Shardul Thakur has that ability to do that. So hopefully, yeah, that's the option, playing option, which I'm looking at playing 11 at the Lords, because fast bowling, ball seams on the wickets, and it helps to the fast bowlers a lot. And India is in a good confidence the way they won the game. Akashdeep, Mohammad Siraj bowling really well. So you need some extra batting all-rounder fast bowler, because if we are looking at Jasprit Bumrah's workload, we should look at Mohammad Siraj workload also. The overs he bowled in 2 test matches, he bowling too many overs in 2 test matches. He bowled his heart out, so we have to look after his workload also. So hopefully the bowling coach is looking after it, and the extra fast bowler is going to play in Lords.
Thank you so much, John, Toz and Sarandeep for joining in. It has been a great insights from all 3 of you as always. Thank you so much everyone for joining in. Keep watching Cricket Predicta. We'll see you tomorrow.